Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today I'm going to show you my meat sauce recipe. Now I use my meat sauce for spaghetti or lasagna. It's basically the same thing, but to start mine off, I take one green bell pepper, one onion, and about 2 cloves of garlic. These cloves are kind of big. If you only want to use 1 clove, that's fine, but we love real garlic here, so we're going to make a lot, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the 2 cloves. But I wash mine, rough chop it, and put it in the food processor. That's how I like it. That's how my kids like it. We don't like big hunks of pepper and stuff floating around, so I just put it all in the food processor. You don't have to. You can just chop yours up ever how you like it. And I'm going to be using about 2 pounds of ground beef. So let me get that. Like I say, I'm about to put all this in the food processor, wash it and everything, and then I'll be back when I get ready to start the meat sauce. I have my 2 pounds of defrosted ground beef in my large saucepan, and I always fry up my ground beef over medium heat. And then when it gets brown, I'm going to drain the grease off of it, and then I'll be back. My ground beef has browned up nicely. Now I'm going to drain off all that excess grease, and then I'll be right back. Alright, I've drained all that extra grease off. I'm going to turn my heat up just a little bit to almost a medium high, and I'm going to pour in my pureed onion, green bell pepper, and garlic. This is the way we like it. You can just chop yours up. This is the way we like it. And I'm going to stir that around and let this cook just a couple of minutes, and then I'll be back. Alright, this is sauteed for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to add a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. You can add a regular size can. This is what I happen to have on hand. And I'm also going to add a 29-ounce can of tomato sauce. Now I'm going to turn this back down to a little bit below medium. I'm going to add a ½ teaspoon of kosher salt, and a ½ teaspoon of black pepper. You don't have to use that much. We happen to like it. Going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika. Going to add a ½ teaspoon of my dried parsley flakes. Going to add a ½ teaspoon of Italian seasonings. These are dried. Now I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano leaves. Stir that up. Going to add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I know I'm probably not saying that right. Going to be adding a ½ teaspoon or just a few dashes of the Louisiana hot sauce. I love the flavor that it gives. You can add more or less according to your taste. I'm going to give this a good stir. I'm going to cut the heat down to low, and I'm going to let this simmer for maybe an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I'm not going to taste it right now to check it for seasonings, because this needs to cook a little while so you can get the true taste of it. So after about 30 to 45 minutes, I'll check it to see if it needs any more salt or anything. But turn it down. You just barely want it to simmer, and you do want to keep a check on it and stir it quite often. So, and if it starts to get a little dry, you can add a little bit of water to it. But this will be for our lasagna tonight, so you don't want it real soupy anyway. So I'll be back after a while to show you what it looks like. I'm going to turn the heat down to low and cover it, and continue to stir it for a while. But I'll be back. I've got my oven preheating to 375. I've got me another big pot on my stove filled with water. I'm going to add some salt to it to cook my lasagna noodles. I'll be back. Alright, my lasagna noodles are done. I cooked them till they was al dente because they will be cooking some more in the oven. I have a 9 by 13 inch baking dish, and I've taken a sheet pan, covered it with foil to set my dish up on top in case any cooks over. It will go in this pan. And my meat sauce has simmered for about an hour. And this isn't going to be like traditional lasagna, but this is the way my family likes it. And right now you could use this meat sauce for spaghetti, you know, or baked spaghetti, or whatever you like. But I'm going to take a scoop of it, spread it out on the bottom of my pan. Then lay 3 noodles across the bottom. Top it with a little bit more meat sauce. And then I'm going to add a little bit of mozzarella cheese. Well, there's a hand, another hand that's laying the cheese for me. And you can use whatever kind of cheese that you like. But I'm just going to keep doing this till I fill my pan up, and then I'll be back. Alright, this is going to be my final layer. Top it with some of the meat sauce. And then we're going to top it with some mozzarella and some cheddar. And I'm even going to sprinkle on some grated Parmesan. I have an extra pair of hands helping me this afternoon. Now I'm going to put it in a 300 Now I'm going to put it in a preheated 375 degrees oven until it's warmed all the way through and it's nice and bubbly and the cheese is melted. So I'll be back when it's ready. My lasagna cooked at 375 for 20 minutes. It's nice and bubbly and the cheese is all melted. And this is the way we like lasagna. And we've also used the same meat sauce for our spaghetti and even baked spaghetti. But I hope you enjoy.